Hello students, now we'll discuss about how pulp responds to various stimuli. The stimuli in the pulp are majorly physical, thermal, electrochemical, chemical, bacterial, traumatic stimuli and operator-induced stimuli. So the physical stimuli are mainly may be occlusal interferences, condensation during instrumentation, air blowing to the dentine which might cause dehydration. Then is the thermal, that is heat from cutting, inefficient pulpal protection from metallic restorations, and also galvanism, which is electrochemical due to different metals that are present in the oral cavity, metallic restorations, and then chemical, that is toxicity of dental materials that are used over the dentine or over the pulp. Then comes the toxic products which are produced by various bacteria present in the tooth surface, and traumatic stimuli like abrasion, attrition, erosion, mainly because of the exposed dentine, and the operator induced, that is mainly the poor contour and contact, overhanging margins of restorations, poor anatomy, damage of adjacent tooth. Possible sources of odontoblastic injury may be of three types. One is cavity restoration variables and another is a cavity preparation variable. Restoration variables are mainly the restorative materials, dentine conditioning in various procedures, usage of primers and adhesives in composite restorations or veneers, finishing, and also the cytotoxicity of various materials. Cavity preparation variables are residual dentine thickness, that is how much of RDT is present, cavity dimension, the coolant, the drilling speed or the rotary instruments that are being used, the method of cutting, and also the time of cutting. The pulpal response is mainly because of odontoblasts and cellular destruction. So, the reactionary dentinogenesis, reparative dentinogenesis and inflammatory activity also affect the odontoblasts, which might lead to some of the injuries. The pulpal reactions can be slight, moderate and severe. Slight pulpal injury, there will be increased number of cells in the cell-free zone and the pulp tissue. Characteristic of fibroblast and undifferentiated mesenchymal cells will change. Few inflammatory cells will be present. Increased number of capillaries will be seen. Few extravasated red blood cells will be present, localized to the, but all these slight changes or slight responses are only affecting to the dentinal tubules. The moderate reaction, more cells in the area subjacent to the affected dentine is seen. Neutrophilic and mononuclear cells invade the odontoblast, that is mainly to the predentine area. Odontoblasts cannot be identified in their normal pseudostratified appearance. Odontoblastic nuclei can be discerned into the tubules due to the irritation. Increased number of capillaries and vessels are found in the infiltrated tissue and its border. Also, width of the predentine may or may not deviate. Severe reactions from the pulp include marked cellular infiltration with abscess formation and polymorphonuclear cells and mononuclear leukocytes predominantly in the affected area will be present. Response is well limited. Odontoblastic layer cannot be identified. No predentine is formed within days existing of predentine mineralizes. Odontoblastic nuclei in dentinal tubules will be present. Also, numerous blood vessels will be present. Two of the major response by the pulp is a reparative dentine formation and regenerative dentine, reactionary dentine formation. The reparative dentine is mainly only after the death of the present dentinoblasts or odontoblasts that are present. After the death of these odontoblasts, newer undifferentiated mesenchymal cells are stimulated, which deposit the dentine, that is reparative dentine. Whereas reactionary dentine it is formed by the surviving odontoblast that is present to the diseased area. So these are the two types of reactionary dentine or reparative dentine is formed in response to any pulpal stimuli. Thank you.